We are live from Vegas at CinemaCon. We just saw day one. Alan Ng is here. Let's bring him on the show.
Alan! 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 Alan!
Hey, guess what?
Hey, I'm tired.
This year we have separate rooms.
Yes.
So all those rumors about us, they're gone. They're gone.
Not necessarily. I mean, look, technically this is the studio, and then your room is the bedroom.
Right. But we do have rooms directly across from each other. I don't know what's with your lighting, Alan. You look like you're in a hostage video.
Yeah, let's see if. Whoops.
What?
Well, because I'm using my iPad, and let's see.
Okay, it's all good.
No,
it's
no,
all good.
better. Let's do that.
But we have a lot to talk about. We saw the Sony presentation, other presentations. We walked around the hall, and we have news to share. Some of it kind of shocking news.
Yeah.
And I would almost describe some of the news. Well, I'll wait. Let's see who's here.
Oh.
We have new members, Ludafisk. Hey, Ludafisk. Thank you. Big Chris 248. Thank you as well. And we don't have a producer helping us, so we're going to do our best to answer your questions. No Atomic Glory today. It's kind of late for us. But let's kick things off. And Alan, let's start off with this news here. Netflix, Ted Sarandos met with theater owners.
Guess what, folks?
We knew something weird was up yesterday because we ran into Ted Sarandos at the convention,
at the escalators.
At the Caesars Convention Center area. He was snooping around, confirmed. And I would describe this as, you know, like when Obama made a joke about Donald Trump and then he like ran for president. This is like,
yeah,
like Conan O'Brien made a joke about Ted Sarandos at, you know, being
at the Dolby Theater.
At the Dolby Theater. Now he's here bowing down to theater owners and met with them about, well, it says here, let's look at this story from the Wrap. Ted Sarandos might be changing his tune when it comes to theatrical exhibition. The Netflix co-CEO came to Las Vegas on Sunday night when we saw him and met with several heads of exhibition, including AMC Theaters CEO Adam Aron, Regal CEO Eduardo Acuna, and Cinemark CEO Sean Gamble, talking over the possibility of putting more Netflix films in theaters. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, you say bend the knee. I'd like to think of more of an olive branch, as it were.
Okay.
Ted Sarandos, look, Netflix is not in trouble. You know, the idea that not being theatrical means that Netflix needs the cash. They don't. It seems more like an olive branch than anything. But you know, it was funny. But you know, when we saw him there, that was the first thing I asked was, "Oh, I bet he's meeting with theater owners, with the big ones at least."
Yeah, but I think this is inevitable. I mean, K-pop Demon Hunters, which was already on Netflix when they released it theatrically, was the number one movie the weekend it was released in theaters. That's huge. So, I mean, and certainly I think no one questions the quality of Netflix films. Their commitment to theatrical has not been great.
It's been non-existent.
It's been really terrible, actually.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it seems like the only reason.
advertise.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I mean, that's my point. Is if they don't need to advertise it, then they'll probably put it in a theater.
Yeah,
If they don't have to. It's all about money. Why spend advertising money on K-pop Demon Hunter when people are going to show up anyways?
right.
And
Right.
Yeah.
And then they did the sing-along version of K-pop Demon Hunter. You could sing along with it.
Yeah. And then my understanding is the theater's got the large portion of that deal.
Yeah.
So I don't think Netflix was, oh, thank God we made $1 million.
Right. Right. So, yeah, a lot more news to share. Let's get into it, and we will answer your chat comments and questions. But here we go. Let's talk about just general CinemaCon day one.
Yeah.
What do you? We walked around, looked at some. We kind of checked out the posters of what movies were coming, and we also saw a presentation in the morning, which was Angel Studios, Canal Plus, which is probably the biggest distributor of films, overseas, of theatrical movies. And then also we saw Angel
Sony
Studios,
Classics.
Sony Pictures Classics. That's right.
Yeah.
And what do you think from that presentation? What did you get out of that?
Okay. Yeah. So we could go over what they announced. So Angel Studios, or Angel, I guess they call it. It was Animal Farm, Angel and the Bad Man, starring Zach Levi, Neil McDonough, Tommy Lee
That's
Jones.
a upcoming Western.
Yeah, that's
So
a
it's
remake
pretty
of the
good.
John Wayne movie.
Mhm.
There's Runner, starring Alan Richardson and Owen Wilson, about a guy delivering a liver transplant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then was Brink of War, starring Jeff Daniels as Ronald Reagan, Jared Harris as Gorbachev, and J.K. Simmons. And it's the meeting between Reagan and Gorbachev to basically disarm. And then, yeah, you want to talk about any of those three?
They looked okay. Honestly, I felt like they looked like streaming movies. And we got more of a look at Animal Farm. I do not like what I'm seeing. It's full on like I don't like. I mean, look, I could change my mind, but honestly, was not impressed with.
Yeah, I don't think it's pro-communism, but it's definitely it felt like it was inspired by the theme of the word Animal Farm.
Right, right.
Not of the Orwell story, because it's about a bunch of farm animals taking over the farm, in place of humans, and then the humans trying to stop them because they're too popular.
Mhm.
And then I don't know. Seth Rogen is the main pig.
The main pig, yeah.
Yeah, and he says the classic line from the book, and it just kind of came over with a thud.
Some animals are more equal than others.
Yeah. All animals are equal. Some are more equal than others.
Yeah, I wasn't really impressed with that. So, and then we saw the Canal Plus stuff. Sony Pictures Classics. A couple of those movies look pretty interesting. There was the one movie with. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So I'll just go over what they gave us. So I Swear is coming next month. You should all see it. There's a Unidentified, which is a feminist murder mystery. Gail Darty and the Celebrity Sex Pass. They're going to reissue. Yeah, that one looks.
Yeah, that looks whatever.
Okay. There's 2 re-releases of Trainspotting and The Piano. Bedford Park, Bitter Christmas with Pedro Almodovar. John Turturro is The Only Living Pickpocket in New York. That's the movie. Hot Chan, Shake Your Booty, and the Tom McCarthy Project.
Yeah, so John Turturro, what's the name of that movie again?
The Only Living Pickpocket in New York, and I believe that's a working title.
He basically mentors a black kid how to pickpocket people on the subway. It looked like an indie movie.
Yeah,
that was all about performance.
Yeah, but it's a mentorship.
Probably, I don't know.
He's the father figure.
The only one that looked like kind of like fun was the Taron Egerton movie. It's called Everyone Wants to Fuck Me.
Yeah, and that's from Studio Canal.
Yeah, and that's a movie. He's a guy that like women kind of turn their heads, they're attracted. Starts off kind of like a light romantic comedy. All these women are attracted to him and want to have sex with him. Then what happens is it starts going too far and escalating.
It becomes a horror film at the end.
It becomes like a horror film. Like they're like end up being like zombies chasing after him, like trying to eat his flesh. That looked so funny. So That'll be.
I mean, I feel like the plot description is gonna be more funny than the movie.
Yeah, and the title stands out.
Mhm.
Anything else that really stood out to you at
Yeah.
that one?
Okay. So the Gail Doherty and the Celebrity Sex Pass. That's from David Wayne from The State, and it's just basically a a couple are about to get married. Zoe Deutsch is one of them. Is the
Mhm.
bride. The groom actually has sex with his hall pass with a celebrity that is on the list. And the
Uh-huh.
only way that they could work out their relationship is if she has sex with a celebrity on her list, and that celebrity is John Hamm.
Yeah. So she's going, and John Hamm is in the movie playing John Hamm.
Yeah.
It looks cute, whatever. I mean, again, nothing really stood out as like sort of these are like mid movies, and they were okay. The one thing that really surprised me was the amount of re-releases they announced.
Yeah, and
Right?
I think just
Like
the
they
two, Train
announced,
Spotting and the Piano.
yeah, and T2 is coming
No,
out.
well, you're mixing Sony classics with Studio Canal.
It was all a blur that
Yes,
first
it was.
session. But
I mean, Studio
T2, like
Canal had, yeah, they're re-releasing T2. I believe in a in a better format, more
upgraded
modern
and
format.
whatnot. And the number of re-releases of classic movies is concerning. In terms of, first of all, I think it's great to see these in a theater again, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. It tells you there needs to be more movies released in theaters. So let's move on. Talk about Sony. We'll talk
Okay.
about Sony, but
So
in part,
you didn't want to talk about Pippi Longstocking finally coming
let's
back to
Pippi. Yes, I know someone from Finland that was very excited. Pippi Longstocking is being released.
yeah, and then the reimagined Escape from New York and The Howling.
Oh, yes, they're doing a reboot of Escape from New York and a reboot of The Howling. Now, The Howling I can see better, makeup effects or technology, whatever.
I know it's
Escape
pretty
from New
incredible
York
in that
is
one
a
too.
classic. Are they going to have a female Snake Plissken?
Yeah, it'll be a black female most likely.
I saw The Thing at the Academy Museum with a Q&A with John Carpenter. He was there. It was brought up to him. There's a lot of reboots now, a lot of reboots of things. What do you think about a female reboot of Escape from New York? Basically, he said it was lazy. You can see the Q&A on our members only videos. I was there in the room when he talked about it. I think people are sick of those. Whatever this reboot is, I mean, Kurt Russell is alive and doing well and looks pretty good for his age. He could play Snake Plissken.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look, this is a smart idea because from a production value standpoint, if you just wait 2 months, New York will be the perfect setting for Escape from New York.
Yeah, New York is actually now going to cosplay as all of that. Oh my God, that's the worst. New York is just going down the toilet. But yeah, I mean, people, you have to escape from New York now. It's not fiction. It's not fiction.
Yes. And are
Did
you
we hit
excited about
everything?
are you excited about the movie Violet from the director of Amelie?
Yeah, because I think Amelie is a classic. I really love that movie. And what we saw looks whimsical in an Amelie sense.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm
And
not
then
sure.
okay. And then the big one was Danny Boyle showed up and he's directing a movie about basically the origin of the Sun newspaper with Larry Lamb and Rupert Murdoch.
And they
Two
talk
of
about,
them.
and they did show a scene from the movie,
Yeah.
which was, it was pretty intense. They talked about the 5 W's.
Yeah. And
the
who,
when,
what, when, where, and
who,
why.
what, when, yeah, who, what, when, where, why, and how they kind of shape modern journalism and clickbait, but in the late 60s.
Right. But the interesting thing about the conversation was they were saying that why used to be the most important, but why is the least important? The new W is what's next in
Yeah,
terms
and
of
the
how you tell
why,
a news story.
yeah, the why is kind of the end of the story. Like once you hear the why, it's like the story's over.
Yeah.
That scene they showed looked really good. So I'm
Yeah.
interested in that.
Yeah, and it was Jack O'Connell and Guy Pearce as Larry and Rupert Murdoch.
Let's talk about the biggest movie at CinemaCon today, Spider-Man Brand New Day. They released 2 new teaser posters, which you can see here. This one is kind of reminiscent of other classic Spider-Man posters. Is that Spider-Man, kind of Spider-Man 2? I don't know.
It is, yeah.
But they revealed these posters. I'll show the other one here for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Where is it? Oh, it's funny. Somebody's already memed it.
That's not it.
Oh, that's fan made.
It's the one with the ninjas. It's the one with the ninjas.
The one with the ninjas. Yeah, let me go back here.
Maybe you click Spider-Man again.
I can do that. I can.
Or go to Grace Randolph. I know she posted them.
Oh, should I? Anyways, I'll look up that poster.
But rest assured, it is the original Spider-Man costume.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I just realized I'm not following her.
What?
I'm not following her. Here we go. Here's the other poster with the ninjas. So there you go.
We saw flashes of this in action.
Now, here's what we did see. We saw a scene from the movie that's early on in the movie where Peter Parker's at like kind of a coffee shop sitting around. Ned comes in, picks up supplies for a party, stumbles back to his apartment. Peter Parker kind of follows him and goes to the apartment party. MJ shows up. We saw sort of a piece of that
MJ
scene.
lives there. MJ lives there with Ned.
Right. We saw a piece of that scene in the trailer. They showed the extended, like the whole scene. It feels like an indie movie. It feels very earnest. Indie.
Yeah. So it's a party scene, and it looked like a real, actual party scene that young adults would put on. Just hang out and drink
with red Solo cups, drinking and hanging.
And the tone. I mean, if you didn't know this was a Spider-Man movie, you would swear this is just a indie film.
Yeah.
And then the part where he has the flowers and it's like, oh, you're a friendly neighbor, and then it's revealed that MJ has a boyfriend,
and we see the boyfriend make out,
and then Peter drops his head and walks away.
And they did show a quick snippet of him about to go head to head with the ninjas, and he's older and more mature. He is different in this than we've seen him as sort of this like wide-eyed kid, that acts like a kid his age. He's older, more mature in this. It was just in that one scene in the snippet with the ninjas, he kind of goofs with them in typical Spider-Man fashion. Very short little button to what we saw. And he's different. The tone in this is different. It's more earnest. And Tom Rothman mentioned that, it's a more emotional Spider-Man than we've seen of the first 3 Tom Holland. Right. What do you think
honestly, when they say it's the most emotional, especially in this setting, it's a sales job.
Yeah, true.
Everything will be the best, and everything will be the most emotional.
Right. Everyone coming out is kind of the hype man for that, for their movie, whatever their division or whatever talent comes out to talk about their films. But no, I like what I saw. It was unexpected. You would think they would show an action scene, and they didn't.
Well, they gave you a snippet.
They did brag about the trailer has like 1 billion views in what, a week? It had 1 billion views.
In 7 days, it got 1 billion views.
Yeah,
we got a small snippet of this Spider-Man ninja scene, And I can tell you, it looks just like this poster.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But I like what we saw. It's very different, but we'll see. Now, let's talk about the presentation in general for Sony.
Right. I mean, do you want to transition right into what is it, Beyond the Spider-Verse?
We could talk about Beyond the Spider-Verse because that relates to Spider-Man.
Yeah, while we're on the topic. Yeah. So Lord and Miller were there. They came out to introduce the directors of the next one. And basically the words they used was they threw the rule book out on this one.
Mhm.
You know, it takes place right at the moment that the second movie ends. And we saw a more extended scene or the continuation of that confrontation between Miles Morales and Miles Morales. And the fact that our Miles Morales can't pronounce his last name right.
Right. It was fun. So literally the final scene, they just extended that.
Yeah.
The final scene of the last Spider-Verse movie. I've got some visuals here to share. Hang on. Here we go. Here's some of the look of what we saw.
Yeah, so
I mean,
go back one, because the thing that stuck out at me was there's this Bill Sienkiewicz look. There's a Spider-Man that looks like Bill Sienkiewicz drew it, and is more like Warlock than Spider-Man. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Because a lot of my friends didn't like his artwork, especially with New Mutants. I really loved his artwork.
I loved when he did New Mutants.
And and there's a character that you could swear it was inspired by that.
Yeah, so we got to see the scene that will be the first scene in that movie, and the movie's coming in. They announced a date. I believe it's next year. It's June 2027 for that. Let's talk about some of the other Sony films we got teases for. Go down the list, and I have one.
So it opened with Nate Bargatze coming out. They did a little bit on the Breadwinner. The CEO.
Which looks like a streaming movie. Looks like a streaming movie.
So the theme of Sony this year is they harped on it, but it's this idea of knocking it out of the park, taking risks, and swinging for the fences. And so that's kind of the mandate that all the movies have been given: is don't play it safe, go for it. And so Spider-Man was the first one. Then it was the Blumhouse movies. Insidious Out of the Further.
Which the trailer is out. They dropped the trailer.
Yeah. And I will not be seeing that movie.
Yeah.
Then the other direction they're going in is with more anime. So Crunchyroll is playing a big role. Talk about how well Demon Slayer did, how well Chainsaw Man did. That what is it? That one time I get reincarnated as a slime is
coming out in just a few weeks.
Yeah. So and they're saying that their anime business is expanding, so they're getting on the anime bandwagon. Then the next Zach Kreger movie came out. In fact, he came out.
No,
he is.
Wait, hold that. Hold all the video game movies. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Keep talking about it.
Okay, so I'll skip the video game movies because there's quite a bit. Then TriStar, the president of TriStar came out, Nicole Brown. And there are a lot of films coming out of TriStar that are basically book adaptations for women. The first one is Clara and the Sun, starring Jenna Ortega, directed by Taika Waititi. It's basically Clara, played by Jenna Ortega, is an artificial being, and a teen named Josie chooses her to be her best friend. Then there's The Nightingale, a movie about World War II, and it stars Dakota and Elle Fanning for the first time. Then there's Stanford. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Were those the two movies? I guess those are two adaptations. let's see. I guess Chris is going to want to talk about a movie directed by the director of Godzilla -1 and produced, get this, by J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot. So there you go. Let me see. And then Aaron Sorkin came out, talked about Social Reckoning.
Okay, now this was he came out, talked about the social network and now the social reckoning, and oh my God, they had Jeremy Strong.
Jeremy Strong,
yeah, he came out and they showed like a couple scenes with him playing Mark Zuckerberg. It is chef's kiss.
I don't know.
That movie looks so good. I love the Social Network. That movie.
He did autistic Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, you mean Mark Zuckerberg? He's effectively Mark Zuckerberg.
It's funny that Jeremy Strong is doing it, knowing that what's his name is still who did it originally? Why can't I? Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg, yeah.
Yeah, just interesting that they didn't go with Jesse on that one. And then Mikey Madison plays a whistleblower for first. That Facebook had all the research that how the negative effects that social media has on children and teens.
Yeah, that is on my list to see. It's coming October 9th, The Social Reckoning. The Clara and the Sun, Clara and the Sun didn't look all that great to me.
Well, it's TriStar, and it's, I guess that company is doing female adaptations. So they did the Crawdad movie. They did another one. They're doing this one. It's definitely leaning toward women. And so, if it works for them, it works for them.
They even leaned into that and said, we have movies for women. Yeah. It was weird. Yeah. So we should, a couple things that stood out I want to talk about real quick is this. It was the Sony presentation. Tom Rothman came out and the motto is, for CinemaCon is longer, shorter, and cheaper. Longer theatrical windows, shorter pre-shows, and cheaper ways to see movies in the theater.
Yeah, affordability, basically.
Yeah. So, yes, I'd like to see now, like AMC, it's like 25 to 30 minutes of trailers and commercials. And
same way.
The last 4 commercials are all for AMC. It's like they do the one with the black couple getting popcorn, going to the movies and dancing. They do the thing about welcome to AMC. Yeah. Then Nicole Kidman comes out. Then they do another one where it's like, it's too much. Pick one. You get one. And the trailers, make them special. Don't repeat the same 8 trailers I always see. Pick, mix it up where it's like 3. We talked about the ArcLight Cinema and how much I miss it last week. The ArcLight always did limited trailers. It was 3 or 4. There were new ones. They mixed it up. And this, you see the same 6 or 8 trailers at AMC, and it's boring. So while I agree with this, there are things the studios could do that would help.
Yeah, and to his credit, he mentioned it. He talked about, we will do our part, which is we will put out better movies. But you need to do your part and, cut down the trailer times, lower your prices if you can. And the other one was, keep our movies in your theaters longer.
And I want to go back, but I want to talk about the end of the presentation. They ended with Jumanji, and they brought out The Rock, Jack Black, and Kevin Hart. And they came out, and they were just goofing on each other. But
they were potty mouths the whole time.
Oh, yeah. They were swearing up a storm.
F word.
And just having fun. And then they showed us more of Jumanji, and now it's so there was an old Jumanji video game. Their characters are resurrected, and the characters are NPCs. I don't know
In
how
the
this
world.
all. I
Well,
was
no,
con-
okay. So the main characters, the main video game characters, somehow appear in the real world with the characters
yes,
and apparently the old board game got resurrected in it as
yes,
well. And so there's that. And basically, Jake Kasdan's back. The phrase they used was, "There are no more rules." You know, it's this is one where everything goes off the rails, and they say it's the best one. Obviously, they're going to say it's the best one.
they
But
always. Yeah, I mean, everything was like this is the best, but ultimately, the Sony presentation, I wasn't really blown away. There were things like during the Spider-Man presentation, no one came out. No Zendaya, no Tom Holland,
no,
no
Tom Holland. Tom
Tom
Holland came
Holland
out.
was Tom Holland was there as a hologram.
Having a
Interacted
conversation with
that
the president.
interacted in a pre-scripted conversation with Tom Rothman.
Yeah.
It was not great. It was like a bad skit.
Yeah.
At
They
the
don't love
Oscars.
theatrical. They don't have theater owners.
Yeah. But the one thing I saw I was blown away by was the director of Godzilla -1 and -0 is doing a movie. They showed a tease, some images from it. It's called Gear. What's it called?
Gear. Sorry.
It's coming out in February of 2028. And they showed a scene, and it looked like epic. It would look like Pacific Rim, but done dead seriously.
It's a Grand Gear.
Grand Gear. So Grand Gear is the director of Godzilla -1's new movie. They're filming now. What do you have to say about it?
So this is happening, and then you lean over to me, to kind of you hear this, and I go, yeah, J.J. Abrams is producing.
Yeah, that's right. The one thing, J.J. Abrams is producing it with him. He's based. Whatever. What does that even mean? Hopefully, he has very.
That means it's a bad robot production.
Well, Grand Gear, put that on your. I hope they leak the footage because that was the one thing I was just blown away by.
Yeah, it was like kaiju, and it was like Shogun Warriors and fighting a kaiju.
It was, but real. It looked like not like Pacific Rim was good, but this is epic.
It didn't look like a guy in a suit.
Yeah, so good. And I think let's end on this. Sony goes all in on video game movies. Zach Kreger is doing Resident Evil, and he came out. Zach Kreger, director of Weapons and Barbarian, Oscar nominee, came out and talked about Resident Evil, what a fan he was, how he's played the games,
how long he's played. Yeah, he talked about this, unlike Barbarian and Weapons that plays with time and chapters. He goes, this one's about a guy who starts at point A and ends at point B.
Has to get to point B.
Has to get to point B.
But I didn't recognize, because I don't know the Resident Evil. I know the early games, but I didn't recognize who this character was. They showed a fairly extended tease of it. It didn't feel like Resident Evil to me. It felt like
I think he was a guy, and in a way, it's supposed to be like, a video game player, a character in a video game that you embody, right. And then you're, in a sense, you are the character, you are the protagonist, and you're kind of living this adventure through him. That's the sense I got from it.
Yeah, so they're doing that. They announced a lot, and let's go through. There's a Helldivers movie coming out November 10th, 2027.
Yes, it's directed by Justin Lin.
Yeah.
And stars Jason Momoa.
Well, there you are. Helldivers with Jason Momoa is coming. The Legend of Zelda, which they didn't show anything. That's coming May 7th, 2027.
Yeah, but they said they just wrapped production on it.
They didn't show anything except kind of a logo image. Not much there.
And it's produced by the Zelda creator. And
yeah.
And then I'll get into the next announcement. They are going to do an adaptation of Bloodborne, which I don't know anything about. It's a popular game. It'll be animated. It'll be rated R.
Yeah.
And it'll be directed by Jacksepticeye, who I believe is one of the top gamers of Bloodborne.
And then also we mentioned Resident Evil. It's coming out September 18th, this year, September 18th. That's soon. So the trailer we saw, I assume, is going to drop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can try to find it right now, but I know we'll get.
But the Resident Evil, because we saw basically a tease or a preview.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the full trailer or a tease. No, I don't see it online. I don't see it.
Yeah, let's see. It'll be a big, scary ride, and it will take advantage of Dolby Atmos.
They mentioned that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know if there's. No, the trailer's not live right now. Couldn't find it. But it's really interesting to see so many video game properties coming out.
Yeah, I mean, you would think Sony owned a gaming platform of some sort, or a console, maybe.
And I don't know if I missed it, but in 2028, we got Grand Gear, but they've got in April 2028, the Beatles, a 4-film cinematic event.
They didn't mention any of that.
Well, it's announced in a press release, but there's nothing. They showed us nothing. They must have pulled it last minute.
Maybe. It was actually announced at CinemaCon last year. We weren't there for it.
Yeah.
But when Danny Boyle talked about his latest movie, they talked to cinematographer or someone who was working on the Beatles one, and it overshadowed anything Danny Boyle had said.
Yeah. So that's it. It was, again, I got to say, I was just kind of underwhelmed. But Grand Gear, I think, is the best thing we saw. And it was something we know the least about.
Yeah. I'll say that, there was nothing that really stood out, but I didn't see a movie that I kind of rolled my eyes at and said, oh my God, this one's just going to tank. I think it's a solid, if uninspired, lineup.
But the one thing you gotta give Sony credit for is like being committed to theatrical and windows, and I say they deserve credit. And also not they're streaming. They're not like, there's not like a Sony Plus or anything. Kind of, I feel like
okay, do you know the news on it? There's not a Sony Plus, but Sony made a exclusivity deal with Netflix. So Sony films will go right to Netflix when it hits any streaming platform.
Well, that's fine. That's the old model.
Well, it would be that you could watch it on several platforms, but Netflix is getting exclusive. I don't know about Spider-Man, but everything else will go right to Netflix.
Yeah, well, I think Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's got the hype, but the fact that, here's what's weird. Zendaya may actually be here tomorrow for Warner Brothers for Doom Part 3. She may be here, but she was not, they really, other than Jumanji, they didn't have a lot of talent, and they didn't do a lot of spectacle in their presentation.
Yeah.
Although you did get the traditional thing after all these presentations, they give you a t-shirt. You want to show them what they handed us?
Oh.
It was like a Spider-Man computer case.
Did you take my t-shirts?
I took no. Did I?
You might have. I don't have my T-shirts here.
No, I didn't take them.
Maybe I left in the car.
I think you left them in the car.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I put it in
You
a
put
spot
them on the
you
other
couldn't-
side. You don't want to mix with. So that was what was given out to everyone after Sony.
Yeah,
You got
in our Jumanji bag.
yeah.
Yeah, except
Which
my laptop won't fit in this.
There you go. So ultimately, it was a good first day, get our bearings, and one pleasant surprise. But I think that's the thing I'm looking forward to most tomorrow is Godzilla -0.
Yes. It's funny that your pleasant surprise is a bad robot movie.
Yeah. Let's go to
The
comments
movie
here.
I'm most looking forward to is a bad robot movie.
Let's go to comments.
All right. Lord Comfort 2. Hey, Chris Gore and Alan. Glad you're safe. Don't gamble much.
I don't gamble at all. If I gamble, it's just for fun. Like I play roulette.
Yeah, when I used to come to Vegas after getting married, it was to play poker. I don't like gambling. I would much rather play poker.
Yeah.
Lord Comfort 2. How about we stop reboots and do an original idea?
That would be nice.
Yeah, well, Grand Gear would be one. Grand Gear is one. There's a movie called Buds that feels like Toy Story but with plants.
Yeah, that looked unimpressive.
Yeah, you have the book adaptations. I don't know if you count that as reboots, and then a couple video game movies that you just didn't know had never been made in movies. Lord Comfort 2, Spider-Man, Marvel's first Pokemon. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I won't reveal it because there's a certain hotel doing something with Pokemon. Apocalypse Cow became a YouTube member. Andrew Cram gifted 1 Film Dirt membership.
Thank you,
Hey, lucky
Andrew.
person.
Appreciate you in the chat.
Apocalypse Cow for $4.99. Can't wait for Alan to eat the glizzy. Too much in. Oh, what? Okay. You've seen Pillion. You know what to do. You guys and Rob Burnett are the goats of the critics, YouTube critics.
Thank
Yeah, we just
you.
saw him. We just ran into
We
him.
saw. I reposted the photo of us. I'll find it, Alan. Here, let's see. I gotta go my profile. We both commented. We're tired.
Yeah.
We're tired.
I still got work to do. After
Yeah,
this, and we got to get up at.
I have like emails and stuff to deal with. But here it is, a photo of us. We ended the evening. Let me share screen at the party for Black Bear. This is from Taylor Gonzalez, his Twitter feed, and here we are. So Rob Burnett and the gang. That was like not even 2 hours ago.
Yeah,
at this club.
That was a long walk too.
Solea.
Yeah, we're at Caesar's Palace, and the party was across the street at the Flamingo.
Yeah, so there we go.
Bruce Leroy Jenkins for 2 for Alan's windshield repair fund. Yeah, thank
All
you.
we need is 500 more. 500 more $2 super chats, and
yeah, exactly.
We've got it. Thanks, Bruce Leroy Jenkins. Appreciate you.
Archer Merchant for 5. Were some there receptive to your presence feedback, or were some too busy signing 1,000 NT Paramount merger? Half joking, but some remakes worry me. You would be surprised how many people don't watch YouTube.
Yeah. But I do like when some theater owners go, "Hey, we watch your channel.
Yeah.
We love you guys."
Yeah, we ran into one of them today.
Yeah, which was great. Thanks, Archer Merchant. Appreciate you. That's going to wrap it up for us today. Tomorrow, we'll do a live stream from the floor. I don't know when. It's when we have a window of time to actually go to the floor and see stuff. We'll do another late night stream after the Fandango party. So it's gonna be kind of nuts. Tomorrow,
I mean, I'm
is-
gonna throw out 3 o'clock. It'll probably be like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
just pay attention to when we will be going live, and it's day 1. Well, actually, day 2 for us, and I'm already feeling it.
Yeah, because we got to be up in less than 8 hours, less than 7 hours.
Exactly. So thank you, everyone. We will look for you tomorrow. We'll be doing 2 streams tomorrow. We'll probably be even more tired, and hope you have a good night. And Alan,
Let's get out of here.